Yeah, did you ever notice how we're always in such a hurry to do things my way, as if everything in life should be my will be done? I want to remember, and I do remember, an occasion on which I was helping my grandmother, who was in a nursing home in Winnipeg, and she was very, very ill with cancer. She was I think about 85. And she kept saying over and over again, take me to the place prepared for me, take me to the place prepared for me. And I visited her over a period of about a week, and I kept thinking, what can I do to comfort her and assure her that everything will be taken care of in due time, and that we have to kind of accept how life is and how life will come to be. And I prayed about it a lot, and it was during Lent, and I remember she was continually saying the same things over and over again. She was obviously in pain. And I came to the conclusion that the one thing I could say to her that would carry the meaning to her, because she was clearly very deeply spiritual, came to me out of the Lord's Prayer. It was the words, "Thy will be done." And this has given an impact in my whole life since then, because I held her hand and I said to her grandmother, "Thy will be done." And a whole series of events happened that convinced me that it wasn't just my words that were being spoken, although I certainly was speaking them. It was a spiritual message for me too. And it was the first time I genuinely experienced the realization that God is not only present, but very real around us and in us and through us. And from that moment on, I realized that all my religious beliefs were really just well-founded wishful thinking. It wasn't exactly a certainty. From that moment on, I knew that God is. And that when I say "Thy will be done," that is above all a surrender of the human will to the divine will. And it is a moment of ultimate truth to trust God beyond ourselves. And I began to want to tell people about this, and to tell them that God is real, and God cares, and God loves, and God is around us, and we need not fear, and we need not want to do things my way, because unless it's God's way, it's not going to work out that well anyway. That we should let God decide a lot of questions and give a lot of the answers. But I found people offended by that. They said, don't preach that stuff to me. I've heard it all before. I don't want to hear your version of life and spirituality and God. Basically, the reaction was what a lot of people have towards religion itself. And I basically accepted the fact that many people would prefer to do it my way than thy way. But then the question is, what am I going to do? And I tried to live my life from that point on, asking, what does God want me to do? And what can I do for God? What can I be to serve God and be a person who represents on the face of this earth the loving nature of God and the defense of justice and truth. These things I've tried to be and do as I approach the time when the judgments of this world are less meaningful and the judgments of God are more meaningful. Although I've many times made mistakes and serious ones, I'm hopeful that the one who said to me, "Thy will be done," will be the one who accepts my response, which will again be, "Thy will be done."